So, Forest have released their retained list and no major surprises on it, and some names in there that I forgot are even on the books. So, this means it's the time of year where me and you guys go through our keep, sell, and bench list. Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to Keep, Sell, Bench. This is always a fun video. This always triggers some of you guys off in the comments, but I want it as a good discussion where we talk about the performance of the players, the potential about them, and where do we need to strengthen and who needs to go. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new here. And if you want to see some more exclusive videos over on our Patreon channel, you can scan this QR code now or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. All right, let's get into this. And I'll say it again, this is just my opinion. I want to hear your opinion in the comments. If I think someone is crap, it doesn't mean they are actually crap. If I think someone is amazing, you guys may have a differing opinion or definition on amazing. This is just for a bit of fun. All right, so let's jump into this, and oh god, this is going to be interesting. All right, so we could do a whole segment on the goalkeepers, but let's be nice and quick about this one. Matt Sells has to stay. Phenomenal season, great, award with most clean sheets, etc., tied with David Raya. So he's a keep for me. Miguel, I don't know. I don't really care too much about a number 2 goalkeeper. I'd just keep him because it saves us the hassle of going and buying another one. And Wayne Hennessy's been retained as well, by the way, which I don't know. How old is he now? He's probably older than Ant, but he'll be staying at Forest. So that's the goalkeepers. Let's put them to one side. Let's get into the interesting ones. Have a quick run through some of the defenders. So Zach Abbott, for me, hasn't played too many games. In fact, 0 in the Premier League. So this is going to be a Premier League review. I think I would keep him, or at worst loan him for him to go out and get some experience. I've liked what I've seen of him, so for me he is a keep. Now if we move on to the actual kind of mainstay defenders, Ola Aina, who's now extended his contract by a further year. That was triggered by the club, by the way. This isn't an extension of the extension of the extension. But if we look at his stats, they've been pretty damn good this season for me. And he is, of course, one of my favourite players. 35 appearances in the league, 11 clean sheets, 1 assist and 2 goals. And pretty much goal of the season, that one against, was it West Ham? Off the top of my head. For me, Ola Aina is not only a keep, but get that contract extended properly for me. That's what I would do. So I'm a keep on him. What are you guys saying? Now, on to the next player we go, Willy Bolly. He's been offered an extension on his contract. For me, I like him, but he's too old. He's had 6 games in the Premier League, no clean sheets, no assists, no goals. I don't mind him being around the club in terms of his experience and everything. But on the pitch, I think we need better strength in depth. So for Bolly, I wouldn't have retained, even though Forest did. I would have sold or got rid of, or whatever the right phrase is. So that's Bolly for me. Let's move on to the next one, and it is my guy, the Serbinator. Not only would I keep this guy, I would go a step further and make him captain. I think he has been outstanding this season. 37 appearances, 13 clean sheets, 2 assists and 5 goals. He's got more goals in the Premier League than Rasmus Højlund, which is absolutely hilarious. Milenkovic, for me, without a shadow of a doubt, is a keep, rubber stamp, frame it, everything else. He must go nowhere. Let's run through the rest of them. Morato is an interesting one. If you asked me about Morato 4 months ago, I'd have been like, keep, man. He's my insurance policy. Every time he comes on, we don't concede. And if we look at his stats, he's made 26 appearances in the Premier League and 3 clean sheets from those. Now, that would have probably been from starts. We know that usually he locked it out when he came in. No goals or assists doesn't matter too much when it comes to defenders. But I think for me, I'm between bench and sell. I think we can do better. I like what Tyler Binden's going to bring to us. There's talks on more defenders coming to Forest. You know what? I'm going to be ruthless. We're a European club right now. I would sell. Sorry, Morato. I wouldn't say that to your face because you look pretty strong. Alex Moreno, he's gone back to Villa, so not our problem anymore. And then, of course, the Brazilian sensation, Murillo. Now, with Murillo, he's not just a keep, man. He is a must keep for me. I remember that there used to be a lot of debates last summer. If you had a gun to your head and you had to sell Morgan Gibbs-White or Murillo, who would you sell? And I was saying Morgan Gibbs-White because I think Murillo is a huge benefit to Forest. 36 appearances, 11 clean sheets, no assists, but 2 goals as well. He's just going to get better and better. I really do think that. So I'm a massive keep on that one. I think that's an easy one to do. But do you guys agree? Let me know. Tuffalo, he's been released on a free transfer. And then finally, Nico Williams. Hopefully he's making a speedy recovery. This time last year, I'd have sold him. Now, I'm a keep. 35 appearances, 7 clean sheets, 3 assists, and 1 goal against Brighton, if I remember rightly. He has been a good improved player this season for me on the left-hand side. And I would keep. Now, I will be a little controversial here. I still think we can do better on the left-hand side. So if Forest, and they are looking at a left-back, and they get a left-back who's better quality than Nico Williams, I'd bench him. I'm ruthless like that, man. Yes, he's been fantastic this season, but I still do see some defects in his game. Remember, he's not playing on his natural side, even though I think he plays better on that side. So he is a keep for me. But if we recruit above him, then he is a bench. What do you guys think? Do you agree with those defenders or not? Let me know in the comments. All right, let's kick the midfielders off with Elliot Anderson. And for me, he's had a good breakout season, but is lacking in certain aspects of his game. And that for me is the goals. If we look at his stats, he's played 37 games, 7 big chances created, 6 assists, and only 2 goals. As the number 8 for a team that's finished in Europe, I would like to see more goals from him and more big chances created. His work rates are phenomenal on the pitch, and he does, a bit like Elanga, he can go through real purple patches where you think this guy is just got it. And sometimes, especially if he gets booked or something, his head goes a little bit. I think he's got huge potential. 100% is a keep for me. But if Forest go and get a Douglas Luiz, man, he's got to be benched. I think Douglas Luiz is better. So that's my take on Elliot Anderson. Do you agree with that or not? Am I being a little harsh or not? Is Nicky influencing me slightly? On Danilo, this one's going to get you lot talking. Obviously, there's talks about him going for 20 million euros to Lyon. I will be the first to say, and I remember when he came back against Brighton, I thought he played rubbish in defense, in the defensive third of that pitch. But I still know there's huge ceiling for this player, and I don't want to sell him. He's a keep for me. I will grant you, though, he's had a terrible end to the season, but he's recovering from that horrific injury. A good preseason under his belt, his confidence back up, and we will see the best of Danilo. So at the moment with Danilo, I would be a keep/bench on him. I do not want to sell him, but I know a lot of you guys do. Well, apart from Ant, basically. If we move on to the next midfielder, that is Nicola Dominguez. He's been really good for me in the second half of this season. Actually, probably one of the most pivotal players in the team. He's had 34 appearances, 2 big chances created, 1 assist, and actually no goals at all this season. Now, a lot of the time, I think Nuno's played him out of position. I like him a lot, but those stats don't really read too well. And I can't really sit here and say to you that, you know, he's played majority as a 6 or he's played the majority in the 8 or right wing, left wing, because he's covered them all. And that's probably where I'd continue to use him. He's a bench for me, 100% leave him in the club. I think he's improved as the season has gone on, but the output isn't quite there attackingly for me. We move on to Gibbs-White. This is going to be the interesting one, isn't it? let's have a look at his stats first. Let's start with that. 34 appearances, 10 big chances created, 8 assists and 7 goals. Obviously, yesterday he got to play for England at the City Ground, and I'm sure that was a great moment for him. The stats look decent. You can't really argue with it. 7 goals, 8 assists from a number 10. It's what the stats don't say for me. The poor passes, the horrific shots, the tricks and the flicks and all of that. But in moments in games, he can turn it around. His work rates, again, like Anderson, are phenomenal. I just think with him, less would be more at times. I would sell him for a good price. If you offered me 75 million, I'd sell him because I think we could invest that in a lot. And I think Forest would benefit from changing the system from a 4-2-3-1 into a 4-3-3. For that to happen, either you drop him into the 8 or you sell him. I'm okay with selling Gibbs-White. I'm going to say sell. Ooh-ish, maybe. Let's move on to Sangare. What a player. What a beautiful, beautiful player he is. Starting to come into his own towards the end of the season. You lot are going to say I've had my Sangare goggles on. I'm going to remind you that I'm always right when it comes to players. And Sangare, once he got a little run in the team, was looking sensational. A midfielder that passes the ball forward. It's unbelievable to see in this Forest team. 13 games, 2 chances created and 1 assist. No goals yet. That's actually not too bad from someone who's meant to be your anchor point, your CDM, your quarterback, if you like. So for Sangare, we still haven't seen the best out of him by a long stretch. I'm 100% a keep on Sangare. And then finally, Ryan Yates. I'll tell you guys off the bat, I'm a sell. And I think there's good reasons to say it. Sorry, Curtis, I know this will upset you, but 35 appearances, 0 big chances created, 1 assist and 2 goals. Now, he hasn't always played in the 6 in those 35 appearances. He's been in the 8 as well. His goals, I can't even remember who he scored them against. Was it like Leicester or something? I just think going into a European campaign, let's pretend for a second we get in Europa, that's too much of a stretch and the squad depth needs to be stronger. He's good to have around the club and everything. I just think with PSR, you get pure profit on him. Maybe we can get 15, maybe at a push 20 million if we sell him to Texter. That's all profit. And I think it would benefit the squad. So I'm going to be controversial and say I would sell Ryan Yates. Do you guys agree with my midfield list or not? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move on to the fun side of the team, and that's the attackers. And let's kick it off with Taiwo. Taiwo hopefully making a good recovery after his horrific clash with the post against Leicester. And I'm going to take that kind of sentimentality out of the equation when it comes to this, because when we look at his stats, Taiwo has made 26 appearances. He's only had 10 shots all season, 0 assists and 1 goal. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was given to him on an absolute plate by Ward-Prowse. I can't even remember who it was against. I'm a sell. I'm a straight up sell. His touch isn't good enough. I don't think his football IQ is there. I like his strength. I like his power. But we can do much better than Taiwo. So I would be 100% a sell on Taiwo. Maybe that's harsh. I don't know. You guys let me know if you agree or disagree on that one. Next up is Elanga. Is currently subject to a bit of transfer speculation with Newcastle. I'm hearing Villa are now interested in him as well. Stats-wise, wow. 38 appearances, 44 shots, 11 assists, and 6 goals. I think the other day when I did the Elanga to Newcastle video, I said I would sell him. But the more you look at his stats, the more you remember how young he is. I'm changing my mind on Elanga. I'm a keep. Pete, Newcastle, 65 million's my minimum on him. Those stats are good. The shots are good. Shots are impressive. The assists are impressive. Football IQ just needs to improve a bit. And we got a hell of a player. Keep. I might change my mind again tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? Let's move on and talk about Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi, for me, has had an okay season. I wouldn't call it sensational. He's had the highlight moments of the season, obviously the goal against Liverpool. I don't think he's shown everything he's capable of yet this season, for me, if I'm being honest with you. And if we look at his stats, 31 appearances, 37 shots, 2 assists and 5 goals. I think I would have wanted more output on the assists column there. Too many times, maybe the defense he was up against was getting used to the fact that he would cut in and look for the shot. Could maybe take his man more on down the wing. I don't know. But I think we can actually do better on that left side. I'm going to say bench. Ooh, I don't know if you guys are going to agree with that one. I'm going to say bench on Hudson-Odoi. Jota Silva, I thought he was brilliant when he first came. And then, to be honest, he's annoyed me more so than not in the last couple of months. Nuno's even been playing him as a right back, though, so that's probably a little harsh on him. We look at his stats. 31 appearances, 23 shots, 1 assist and 3 goals. I'd sell him. I'm a sell on Jota Silva. Bring me Yilmaz. Bring me Yilmaz in. We'll get more consistency. I just feel sometimes Jota is just all over the pitch too much rather than being a bit more rigid in his positions. I'm a sell on Jota Silva. Sorry guys. Sorry, but it's just my thoughts. Sosa is a tough one for me to comment on. I mean, if we look at his stats, 19 appearances, 11 shots, no assists, and a goal. Most of those appearances, as we well know, would have come from bench appearances. So I would bench him. I think there's still a player in there. I'm actually a bit more lenient towards him as well after his recent comments saying that he just doesn't want to leave, even though it feels like the club were trying to push him on. He'd rather fight for his place and show his worth. I like that in a player. I do. And the fact that he really wanted to join Forest last season, and the fact that when he's been on the pitch, I think he's done okay. I just don't think he's had a run in the team. So on Sosa, I'm a bench, but it's definitely a keep for me. And then the main man himself, Cristiano Woodinho. And his stats are more than impressive. 36 appearances, 68 shots, 3 assists, and a big 2-0 in terms of the goal. And that is the most important stat when you're a striker. You can't argue with those stats. But I will. I love what he's done this season. He is a different player since Nuno came in. He was terrible under Cooper and a revelation under Nuno. But I am going to be ageist. He is, 33-ish now? How much longer can he go? I bench him for next season and probably look at Igor Jesus as our starting 9. Or if we get a Vissa in or what have you. I don't want to lose him. But I think it'd be a big call to bench him. But that's the call I'm making. Harsh. That one's harsh. I know. Convince me otherwise. Would you guys start Chris Wood as the number 9 next season? Or would you look at an Igor Jesus or a Vissa to kind of spearhead the lineup? Let me know in the comments down below. And that, ladies and gents, is your full squad done. Well, most of the main players. Let me know if you agree or not with those players and get your thoughts in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new here. And check out the video yesterday linking us to Eze. And despite what some of you are saying, it weren't clickbait. It's real legit from a journalist who is very, very reputable. So I'll leave that on the end screen for you. We'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Reds.